Hello, I'm Bunnery.
I'm Brad Mower,
And
this
this
is
is
IFXtra.
So, how is everybody in this dark and cold January? Nearly coming to an end, isn't it? It'll soon be spring, hopefully.
I mean, dark is right, really. As like,
No.
I've tried to start doing exercise again. So I went out for a run in the morning and it was so dark, I had to put a high-vis jacket on.
Yeah.
And that was like at 8 o'clock or something.
I know.
I don't know.
You're
Maybe...
more sensible today, though. You went a bit later, didn't
Yeah. As you say sensible, it was a bit icy.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I kind of went out and then I got a bit cold and I'm like, yeah, I might just start coming back now. But yeah, I did exercise.
Not nice.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, right. What have you been doing work-wise this week?
So we are trying this thing of scaling back a little bit of the outside work that we're doing so we can actually get some of our projects done and finished and monetized, which, you know, I know that it's not a fun word to talk about, but, you know,
You have to pay the bills.
yeah, you know, we need things to be sustainable. So we're trying to get as many things to a point where that can happen as possible.
Yeah.
So this week I've been doing some bits and pieces for interference, things like I've done some sort of optimization stuff behind the scenes.
Things are running quicker now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like magic.
Because one of the things I say, like we're trying to get to a point where things are able to like make some money, but also if we can optimize things so that they cost less money to run, that's also a bonus. So yeah, I've done some database improvements which will save us some cash in the well, I say in the long term, in the short term anyway. Starting to catch up with some suggestions and things which you've all been posting in the forums. We normally try and keep on top of those and sort of reply to them every few days, but stuff's just been like really hectic recently, so we're a bit behind. So catching up with those now, and I've been doing some work on the interactive back-end stuff.
Like
so
the quiz and streaming software.
The thing that lets us do interactive streams, like the Zeitgeist quiz, Interference and Chill as well, and also
dev streams when you do those.
Yeah, so I asked people what kind of things they're interested in watching us do, thinking they were going to say, oh yeah, we should have like another quiz or something. And people were like, yeah, we want to see development stuff. So I don't know, that might happen at some point.
I hope so.
I don't know. I feel like whenever we've done dev streams in the past, it's basically 90 minutes of me going, why doesn't this work? Or what should we try now? And then someone comes up with some kind of crazy suggestion that's entirely impractical. And I'm like, yes, we should do that. And then we just make some silly thing. Actually, it was quite fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
Maybe we'll look into that.
Yeah.
So yeah, in terms of sort of our strategy for what we're doing, this underpins a few things which we'd like to do, which should hopefully generate revenue streams for us, hence why I'm doing that now. And then the plan is to kind of get back on track with Interference Android app. Yeah, we've got like some new Android hardware to test this on as well. So yeah, looking forward to actually getting that done and out finally.
And get, you know, Apple people on it too.
Yeah, so this would also work on iPhones, etc. as well. So yeah, it's just been really difficult trying to fit in work on that around other things, but like with a bit of dedicated time, we should hopefully be able to get on top of it.
Amazing.
And that's about it for me, really.
Right, it's time to go and see who won this week's awards. Picture of the week this week is by See You Around and is called Vitruvian Man. That is amazing to do that in 10 minutes. I bet it took Leonardo da Vinci much longer. Well done, See You Around.
My favourite description this week was A Pelican Thinking Angry Thoughts by Bobby20XX. Now, this just entertained me because it really reminded me of Grumble, one of the dev cats, when you tell him that it's too early for food, and he makes a little meh noise and glares at you. He's obviously thinking angry thoughts. Nice work, Bobby20XX.
Community pick of the week this week goes to 9% for Lonely Man Plays with Pebbles. You just never know how 9% is going to actually interpret the descriptions, but they're always brilliant. Well done. They were amazing.
Awesome stuff there, as always.
Okay, now we're going to see what we were talking about last week in the forums. So last week, as a random question, I said, how many countries have you been to? Or if you haven't been to any yet, which ones would you like to go to? We had some interesting answers. Renee said they've been to Spain, Portugal, France, Bulgaria, Canary Islands, Isle of Man, Jersey, and on the wish list is Rome. So most of those are in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Renee, I think, is in the UK. Banana said, I live in the US and I haven't travelled to any other country. But, you know, the US is like 52 countries in itself.
Yeah, well, we were talking about this because based on the answers people were giving, there does seem to be kind of this sort of divide in who has and hasn't been to other countries. Like, people in the US seem less likely to have gone to other countries, whereas like people on continental Europe have. And I think it's just like, if you're on the continent, you can just drive to another country.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so that's like really easy.
For lunch.
If you're in the US, it's so big. I mean, it's you know, if you go to another state, it's effectively visiting another country anyway.
Really is, yeah.
So there's kind of this element of like, you know, you can travel without leaving the country.
Of
Yeah,
course.
it is interesting. I just thought it was interesting.
Who else answered?
Kathy's saying, I'm from Germany. I've been to the US, Uruguay, Argentina, Norway, Sweden, UK, Denmark, Netherlands, France, Spain, Switzerland, Austria, Italy, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary, Greece, and Poland. I mean, again,
That is a lot.
continental Europe,
Yeah,
so a bit easier to kind of get around. In fact, they go on to say, I haven't used a plane for almost 10 years now, but in continental Europe, you can quickly cover a few countries in an afternoon or so.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
An
someone...
afternoon or so, wow.
Was it... I can't remember if it was Gored or Crow. Were you saying about went to another country for lunch? I'm sure one of them actually did that, and they like hopped over the border, had lunch and came back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know someone who lived in London and went to France for lunch, just on Eurostar.
Yeah. 9% said he was 35 years old before he left the US, and that was to go to war in Iraq. But then since then, he's been doing it for fun, and he's been to 18 additional countries outside the US, but he's never been to Mexico, which is only 500 miles away. So that's on his bucket list. And South America as well. Yeah, South America a bit further down. So interesting stuff. So yeah, there's still a chance to contribute to that on the general discussion, isn't there?
Yeah. There's a few places on there that I haven't been that I'd quite like to go to. A few places that I've sort of been to. I mean, you know, people are talking about Rome. Went there in Assassin's Creed. Vatican City, pretty sure I went there in Assassin's Creed.
I've been to Rome, and I forgot to say that Vatican City is a separate country, isn't it?
True.
Oh, I've been to an extra one. I should put it on my list.
That's quiz knowledge, that is.
Yeah.
It's like, is that the smallest country in the world or something?
One of the ones, isn't it? It's the only country that's within the city or something. Yeah. Well,
Anyway,
it's pretty cool.
There we go. So yeah, that's still in general discussion called How many countries have you been to? If you'd like to contribute to that.
Lots more answers for you to look at and contribute your own. Okay, now we're going to see what we'll be talking about next week in the forums. Room 101 is a BBC series in which celebrities are invited to discuss their pet hates and persuade the host to consign those hates to oblivion in Room 101, a location whose name is inspired by the torture room in George Orwell's novel 1984, which reputedly contained the worst thing in the world. What would you consign to Room 101? I really hate little outs, especially recently, as I'm constantly seeing discarded face masks on the pavements wherever I go for a walk. Why?
If you'd like to chime in with that, just head over to the general discussion forum. It's the pinned thread for the week, so you'll find it at the top of the thread list. Cool.
Now don't forget, tomorrow night is quiz night, because it's Sunday, and we're going to be doing Zeitgeist, which is the one with 5 rounds of 5 different topics.
Yeah, if you've not seen this before, every Sunday night at 7 p.m. UK time on twitch.tv/interference, we run Zeitgeist, the interference quiz of the week. Live interactive quiz stream where you get to play along against the rest of the audience and compete for spots on the leaderboard.
Absolutely. So I always like to choose the rounds based on pictures that I like in interference. So this week I have chosen pictures from Hart Wilson, Lilith Lovely, MCSC 9%, and Valkyrie. So we've got some interesting topics this week, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah, a bit unusual, I think, this week.
So the way it works is at the start of each round, we'll see what the drawing is, then try and guess what the topic's going to be. Bunnery is the only one who has any idea what's going on. I don't see any of this ahead of time. I just turn up and, see what happens. But it is very good fun. So those are the featured artists. If you'd like to see what the drawings are and hence what the topics will be, you'll have to join us on Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time.
Do you know who won last Sunday?
Ooh, go on.
It was Darth, back on form, because she also won Thursday's musical Zeitgeist 20.
I see.
She's very into musicals, though.
Well, on Sunday, we had Darth finishing in first place on 237 points.
Yeah.
Goose was in second place on 234.
That's close.
And Jess was third on 221.
Yeah, but our musicals, she got them all right, plus 9 bonus points for those fast answers, so she got 209.
Yeah.
And the nearest one, second, Trillion, was 172.
It was a bit of a step
And
down.
the whole car also got 172, so we've got joint second, and then Goose was third with 163. So yeah, Darth's definitely the expert on musicals,
Yes.
being an assistant director for many of them.
I remember when we announced that topic, because we normally, for anyone who doesn't watch these videos, we also say in Sunday's quiz what the topic for Thursday will be. And Darth said something to the effect of, yes, when we said musicals.
Yeah.
So, I think they were always going to do well there.
Yeah, but next Thursday's, I guess, 20 is going to be about feats of engineering. So we'll have to see who's the expert on that.
Okay, so we're going a bit sciencey
Yeah,
after a
the
bit of an
arts.
arty
We've had a
kind
lot
of
of
thing.
arts recently. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I feel like science is more my jam.
Yeah. You good on engineering?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm sort of classed as an engineer.
You're a software
I'm sort
engineer,
of like a software engineer or a network engineer. But I mean, there are quite a few varieties of engineering.
There are. They might all be
included. All right.
So that's next Thursday.
Sounds interesting. If you'd like to join us for that, so that'll be 20 questions on feats of engineering. That will be Thursday, 7 p.m. UK time on twitch.tv/interference.
Okay, I think that's all the news for now, so it just goes to say.
Yeah, if you're not already taking part in the game, then get involved at playinterference.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at PlayIFX or on Facebook at PlayInterference. We've also got a Patreon page at patreon.com/interference if you want to give us a bit of monthly support for the ongoing maintenance of the game, building the new version of the app, building this quiz system, all of these other bits and pieces that we do for you. We really appreciate your support. You'll unlock supporter status in Interference, so you get things like replays of drawings in there. And also, if you're a quiz player, you can have a custom entrance shout out from Ava.
Yeah, that's very cool. Okay, that's it for today, so we'll see you again next Saturday.
Yep, have a great week. We'll see you next Saturday.
Bye.
Bye.